Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. Today is gonna be like a trip through time. Today's gonna feel, remember how YouTube videos were in 2010, where we would just kind of hit record, and then we would go and play Minecraft, and then we would hit record or end recording, and then we'd clip the ends and upload that video. That's about what we're gonna do today. B-Dubs is sick. I'm feeling much better than I did. For the past 2 weeks or so, I've been not so good. But now finally reaching the level of normal sickness, so feeling like I can function enough to record this video. We have quite a lot to talk about and a lot to do. First and foremost, gotta shriek, of course. As you can see, we are back in the Hermitcraft world. We had a fun little crossover event with the Empire's people. Unfortunately, I missed the entire time that they were here. They were here on the Hermitcraft server. I'm sure a lot of you saw that from other people. I unfortunately was down for all of that. But there was a Secret Santa that happened. And I believe I got a Prezi. Oh, hello. What do we have here? BdoubleO Christmas treasure hunt. This is the first of 4 gifts. Whoa, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this, your first clue. Chords are at the back of your struggle. What? Chords are at the back? At the back if you struggle. I'm reading sickhead. Oh, this is so fun. Okay. Oh, this is amazing. Clue 1, the biggest soup bowl on the server. Used to be tasty. Head soup. Now is pumpkin. I think I know this. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Does it mean take the book, or does it mean take this guy? I think it's take this guy. Oh, Totem of Undying. Okay. That means I can't take my crock. Okay. Soup bowl is here now. Yes, pumpkin. Okay. Aha! A book. Oh, with a B-Dubs head. Okay. What do we have here? B-Dubs treasure hunt. You did it. I knew you could. Clue 2. A place that exists on 2 servers. Toss an apple to your mount. Huh. What's all this? Another Totem of Undying. Okay, wait. Toss an apple to your mount. A place that exists on 2 servers. Hey, there's a dragon! There's a oh, I'm having delusions. I'm having flute delusions. There's a the dragon's here? What? What's happening? I'm not going. That feels like a Doc M77 special. I ain't going near it. I have a theory about this. A place that exists on 2 servers on the season. Let's see. I was right. I can't believe it. Okay. Because this is on the season 8 world and now on the season 9 world. Okay. A B-Dubs head here. I bet this one was super hard. I'm proud. I'm so sorry about the coughing, guys. This is going to be kind of persistent today, but I'll try to edit it out the best I can. I bet this one was super hard. I'm proud of you. It was the first place I guessed. The other place I was thinking was the Rift, potentially, but okay. It's time to tell some jokes. Open mic night. I know what that is. Look at all these goodies. Oh, and these are Shulker. I should be taking all this stuff. Okay, it's time to tell some jokes. Open mic night. There's only one open mic night that we've had on the server, and that was at the B-Dubs Mud Cafe. Let's check it out. Let's see if inside here is another clue. Sure enough. Oh, that's Pixel Riffs. The place where you fell for the final time in your defense of the king. Whoa. The place where you fell for the final time in the defense of the king. Oh, I know where this is. Okay. Look at all that calcite. Oh, Why, yeah. Is this from Pixel Riffs, I wonder? All right, it was right in here, in the vault. Whoopsie. There we go. Right at the end of the vault, my impossible uncrackable door. And this is where I fell for the final time. Wait a second. Oh, did I? Maybe this wasn't included in all perspectives. Maybe maybe it was somewhere else where I fell for the final time. This is where I was defending King Ren. Maybe it's over here. Aha. Yes. Is this it? You did it. Merry Christmas. Have a bunch of colors. British. It's gotta be Pixel Riffs, huh? Spelled with a U. Oh my goodness. Sand. Loads of sand. Oh! Look at all these dyes. And that comes in. Whoa. It comes in so perfect today. Concrete creator. Oh, so much sand. Oh, what a gift. What a prize. Oh, if this is from Pixel Riffs, that's the sweetest thing ever. What a sweet, amazing way to start the day. That was awesome. I was actually part of the Secret Santa as well, but because I was ill and I missed the deadline, Amazing Sweet Green kind of helped me complete my Secret Santa fulfillment as well. So that was so awesome. Wow. This actually, the gravel is going to come in very handy. So today, what the game plan is, what I plan on doing, and this is really the perfect time for it because I'm under the weather. It's hard for me mentally. I'm stuck in like a mental fog. It's hard for me mentally to top. You know, usually we're topping our last episode, and okay, what have I done last? Okay, how can I beat that? I succeed. I cannot do that today because of how I've been kind of feeling ill. But what I want to do today is create a brand new, custom, never seen before biome. I think something you can do in your worlds, you can make your builds and all of that stuff, but if you dig into the little intricacies of customizing the land around your build, it adds so much. It's not very interesting. It takes quite a bit of time. Of course, we'll make it interesting, right? But it can be kind of monotonous to do. But when you do it, you really add a lot to your area. So I'm going to be changing the biome that we're in. Of course, it will look similar, somewhat similar, but we want it to feel more custom. So I'm going to start chopping down all of these trees and get all of this land cleared out, at least for a good portion of this area. And then we'll start putting together some blocks. I'll show you some of the blocks that we want to use to kind of create this custom biome around us, to give us this custom feel. But before we do that, let's take a quick moment for one of the fluiest, coolest commercial breaks. On June 11th, 1997, a flu-ridden Michael Jordan led the Chicago Bulls to a 90-88 Game 5 NBA Finals victory. Today, a flu-ridden BdoubleO 100 is going to tell you about ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN has come in clutch for me multiple times by protecting my browsing data from prying eyes. Your internet service provider is legally allowed to collect and sell your browsing data to third parties, but ExpressVPN prevents that by sending your data through a secure, encrypted tunnel. That's why when I search for what my symptoms are, I turn on ExpressVPN to make sure that there are no prying eyes. Additionally, ExpressVPN allows you to connect to servers in 94 different countries so that you can watch region-locked content on some of your favorite streaming services like Netflix. So be a wise person and start your 2023 off the right way by using ExpressVPN. To find out how you can get 3 months free, head on over to expressvpn.com/bdubs or click on the link down in the description box below. And switch. Just so you guys know, I don't actually look that sick behind the fourth wall here. BDubs looked up a makeup tutorial, a flu makeup tutorial, and I painted my face to look a little extra fluey. That's the extent I'll go, of course. But hey, maybe you've noticed this. I'm going to slowly ease this down. Normal field of view is 70. Because I've been sick, I haven't played Minecraft in like 2 weeks. So when I come back, and maybe some of you feel this as well, when I come back, it's from not playing Minecraft for a while, I end up feeling very motion sick, very dizzy. And the way to combat that is to turn the field of view up a little bit and then ease yourself back into it. That's kind of how I'm doing that. And it's been working. I've been pretty good so far. No major motion sickness, although right now that I've turned it down, I feel it a little bit. But we'll get back to normal soon. Oh, phone make noise. All right, what are we doing here with this custom biome that we're going to make in this area? Well, right now, I'm farming for, where is it? These guys right here. These little blue grass things. They make a pretty nice looking, almost like just a blue flower. You wouldn't normally see these IRL, maybe a little bit, but I'm kind of thinking about the colors that we want to use here in this biome. And I think mainly, of course, we're going to be green because we can do the grass and all the foliage and stuff like that. But we'll sprinkle in a little bit of this like cyanish light blue to help. And I've always found a really nice contrast. Oh, hello, grow over here, red. A really fun kind of cyberpunky color contrast is red. Red, it's not the opposite side of the color wheel, but it works nicely with this bluish color. So we'll get some of these guys, not a ton, 24 should be good. But to make this place feel a little more interesting and make it feel a little bit like it's been worked on and a little more custom, I'm gonna start putting, I think birch leaves are really nice. If you look out into the forest, where's a good comparison? The birch leaves are quite a bit darker than like the normal green of the oak leaves and stuff. So I think that'll be nice. I want to just kind of randomly try to get like some birch leaf patches around. And when you're going random, it's a little bit difficult to do in Minecraft because naturally we mentally do things in a pattern. But if I just run around and just start placing stuff without thinking too much, turn brain off, don't think, and then just put some patches down, we should end up with something a little random. I also want to, let's get out of our head and let's just take a look. Take a little snapshot of this is what the area looks like right now. Obviously, it's just, got to clean that up. But it's just kind of sitting here with, just the plain grass and stuff. But take a mental snapshot of this and we'll remember what it looks like after it's transformed. Okay, pretty good. We have a nice amount of birch leaves placed all over the place, just in little bush patterns, right? So now what I want to do, since this old monolith, storyline-wise, we're kind of saying that it was built here a long time ago, we want to make it look like the stone in the ground is, and actually I want to use a different shovel for this. I'd rather have dirt than grass at the moment, so we want to do some patches of stone in the ground. This will kind of help mix things up a little bit. And if we just randomly kind of cut out a little bit of a shape here, we can put this in. Now, if we filled this up with just diorite like this, let's spread this out a little more. That's fine. So these white patches in the ground, they look kind of cool, but they're standing out quite a bit. The grass color is pretty dark. So to help ease that transition, kind of on the edges, I know we're working a little bit backwards here, replacing some of the stuff we've already done. But on the edges, I want to put some mossy cobblestone. It kind of works, especially at a distance with this diorite, but it'll just kind of help make it look a little more natural. And the way I'm thinking about this is kind of just whenever it's near the grass, like these ones that are kind of tucked in more into the middle of the stone, we'll just leave those. But whenever it's near the grass. So that doesn't look like very much diorite. Maybe we'll put one back right there. And then to help ease that transition even more, we'll put a little bit of lichen in here. And that'll just kind of dull down that bright diorite texture just a wee little bit. And I think that'll look pretty nice. So now it looks like in the ground here, there's like some diorite stone stripes popping up every once in a while. All right, that's looking pretty cool. Now I want to get a bunch of coarse dirt, and this is where that amazing gift will come in handy. 4 stacks is way more than we need. I've also got some of these azalea bushes. Now these azalea bushes, they actually are pretty contrasty. I got to use them fairly sparingly. I don't think very much because from a distance, they really there's so much an anatomy. There's so much there's small pieces, big pieces from a distance, they really stand out a lot and could potentially make the area look a little too busy. So I just want to use them just a little bit here and there. That's probably the most I'll use in this section. But now I want to look at the terrain a little bit and look at some areas where this is kind of becoming a little bit of a steeper slope right here. So maybe we'll cut this out just a little bit and we'll turn this into dirt. In the real world, when the terrain is kind of steep, it's harder for grass to grow in spots like that. So we'll just use some coarse dirt. Obviously, we just want a texture that doesn't look like grass to be there. And we'll put this coarse dirt in just to kind of mess things up a little bit, make it look a little bit more interesting. Now, the reason why grass wouldn't grow here is mainly, I think, because water would erode this. So if it ever rains, water would run down this area and it would just make it very hard for grass to grow. So I'm just kind of thinking about that a little bit, okay, how would water run down this area? Would it wash away all the, potential seeds or whatever that would cause the grass? So just a little thing like that, and then making it a little more sparse on the edges, I think looks pretty good. And then to blend this in, because this is a pretty big contrast from the green to the dirt, we're going to, on the edges, also put some grass just to help make it look like it's blending in just a little bit. Now, when you're doing this and you're making your own kind of custom biome, just like me, you should be doing this as well. The terrain can kind of tell a little bit of a story and help guide you a little bit as well. So this area here is pretty steep. There's a pretty steep drop off on this plateau here. So normally this would be made out of stone maybe, or we could just imagine that there's a bit of a stone cliff here or something made out of stone that helped cause this and make this kind of sharp edge. It also, of course, gives us a nice reason to add another texture and another mix into the whole thing. Don't want to do it all out of diorite. I think too much diorite will be a little bit strong. So I think having a little stone in here like this is going to be good. and then, some sharp edges and stuff like that. You can get as crazy or wild with it as you want. Aren't we wild and crazy? Placing these stone blocks. But yeah, so that's kind of my thought process with this, is every once in a while, you want to just have some stones scattered across the area. Mossy cobblestone works very well for this as well, because stone in and of itself is pretty high contrast against grass. But we're so used to seeing it naturally in Minecraft that it's not that big a deal. But just having some areas like that, and then, kind of finessing the steep edges just a little bit, kind of helps add some more visual interest. And then, of course, when you have areas like this that are they seem like they're out of nowhere, if you pop some bone meal around it, just like we did with the coarse dirt and stuff, if you pop some bone meal around it, it kind of helps blend it on in to the surrounding area. Now here, you can leave the flowers if you want, but here I'm kind of choosing, most often I usually choose to get rid of the flowers because I like to manually decide what kind of flowers go where. But this right here, and then, we kind of knock some out as well if it's too much. But this kind of helps make it feel like more part of the terrain and blends it in. All right, so as we take this thing in stages, we have stone kind of scattered in, we have bushes around, and we removed all the trees. Let's add back some trees, but let's make them a little more custom. I'm thinking right here, and we're not going to go too crazy. I'm actually going to make this look almost like a big bush. And I'm going with azalea leaves for this, just to kind of mix up the green color a little bit. I think the azalea leaves are nice, but my thought process for this is kind of slowly make it a little bigger as it gets down to the bottom. But the way we do this, I'm just going to do it on either side, but we'll kind of slowly make it a little bigger, and we do it every other one. So this row will just be those, and then this row will kind of make it a little bigger. We could put one there, and maybe one there, and one there. And we're almost nearing the bottom, and then down here, even bigger. And then at the bottom, we'll go the largest size. But, we're just doing one side there, but you can already kind of see the shape that we're getting and going for here is not super complex. It's very easy to make these little trees that look pretty cool, right? Especially from a distance, obviously this side's not done. We'll use maybe the opposite of this pattern. So on this row, we did the small one. Maybe on this side, we'll make these a little bigger, and then this row will be smaller. Hard to explain, but we just want it to kind of look a little bit alternating and a little bit, that helps it make a little, that helps it make it look a little more natural, look natural. All right, I popped another one of those little guys in right over there, a little bit smaller than that one. Maybe we'll, of course, as this area expands, we'll do more and more of that. But kind of at the phase now to where I want to fill in with this blue stuff. And I think, we might not have enough here, but let's go very random. We're going to go dense in the center. Let's see, do I want this here? Let's cut this out. We'll go more dense in the center and then kind of work our way out, making it less dense. But I want to make it look almost like a paint stroke. Like you took a paintbrush and just like wiped it onto the terrain here. I think that'll be nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe a little too much. We can obviously take it out, but then on the edges, we'll just do it a little more sparsely. Make it look natural, like it's growing out from the center. But let's take a quick trip out to this swamp biome. Little travel away. Floating vines! Let's get some of these blue flowers as well. Slightly different blue color, but they're very nice, and I think it'll help kind of just make those blue pieces look a little more different and help them pop just a little bit more. I only have like 10 of these left, but we're going to put some over on this side as well. This is all objective. When you're doing this stuff, it's all up to your preference. You know, what do you think looks best? Some of you are going to look at this and think, oh, this is terrible. This doesn't look good, or this isn't how I would do it. Well, that's okay. Then you should do it your way and what feels good to you. But it's all just preference. You know, just kind of get in there and mess with stuff and get it to a point to where you feel like looks good. But we're bringing in that red, and this is almost like a purplish red, so it works really nicely with this. Just a little bit. I'm just going to put this very little small patch right here, and it's maybe even too much. We'll maybe even pull a little bit more out of there, just so it's not too strong. I just want a small little dot of red or stripe of red right here, just to help kind of contrast that blue. And we got these blue orchids in here, kind of make this look a little more dense, but I think it looks good. I think we'll also hit this area with some bone meal as well, just to kind of have the grass sporadically placed in here. Now, normally when I'm doing bone meal, we get just tons, these huge, super dense double talls, and you get a very dense section of grass in there, but and normally I knock some of that out. But in a case like this, I'm kind of using this more as filler now. So in some kind of bald looking spots, I'm just bone mealing it and leaving, like let all of that wild grass kind of show up in there. And I think that also acts as almost like another bush type. When you have these very dense patches, it looks like another type of bush in there. So we're going to go through and we're going to bone meal a bunch of this spot, especially in areas like this where these kind of high contrast guys are. Will help them blend in a little bit more as well. All right, B-Dubs has been going long enough. Let's bring us back to normal. I think we're okay. Maybe this makes you feel... Does this feel weird for you guys now? I've been dragging you through this trip with me of the field of view trip. Last thing we're going to do here, I just went around, did some bone mealing and stuff like that. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to make an actual tree, but it's going to be a weird one. And get this nice brown color in here. And you know what I was thinking? This is probably the closest thing to like just getting some some paint and some paint brushes and just painting something. I think that's maybe why I find this so satisfying. Just being able to get in here. And yeah, let's have the top just like this. Can I reach that? Yeah. I don't think we're going to have any leaves on the top of this tree. We're going to just work our way down, putting some random leaves along the side. It's going to look like a little sparse, kind of sad, but happy tree. But yeah, this is a spot where I feel like you can't really make too many mistakes. There's not much you can do wrong when you're going for like, there's no real structural rules or anything that you have to follow. You can just kind of get in there and just start randomly placing blocks when you're making your own custom biome. And any mistakes or any weird stuff that happens, it happens because you know, you made it that way, which is kind of nice. I like that. I think a little scraggler tree like this is going to look nice in this biome. Maybe need to do a little bit of finessing on it to make it look a little better, but I think it's nice. It's a nice little guy. Just beef that side up a little bit and then maybe a little bit right there. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to get often with my builds lately, especially this year, I've been getting a little bit too concerned about the details and everything looking exactly right and exactly perfect. And I think doing exercises like this are good, where you just get in and you just make a little bit of a mess and see how it turns out. So I think we're done. Let's do a zoom out. Hello, gorgeous, beautiful face. I love you so much. And let's see what we've got. This little rocky area, I think, could use a little more work that we've made. But still, you know what? I mean, I think it'll end up being good. But this is what we created today. Now, I laid out kind of a birch log thing here that will lead out this way, but that's kind of starting to get into Scar's area, which is this blue thing. So I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit because we might be able to have some fun interaction with our wheel of poopsie and where the river is going to run. But I mean, from what we went from, which was just, this random forest, which is cool, they look cool and stuff. But now we've got something custom that's ours, that we made here, that looks like is, put some effort into it. And especially, I think, the reason why, if I could push my field of view all the way, I think when you do like, oh yeah, you can see it with the zoom here. You get kind of a cool view like this. Oh yeah. I think that looks really nice. So you remember that snapshot I told you to make where we just had kind of this bare area. Now we just spend some time painting with our different colors all over the place. We get the brown and we get this. We get the blue stripes in there. We get these random trees and some bushes and some stone colors in there. And all of a sudden, we've kind of painted something that looks kind of cool. And it's also fun to walk around in. Like when we walk through this area, if we're ever going out this way or if somebody's flying by, we want to give them something kind of interesting and fun to look at. And I think this does that. So hopefully, as we were going, I was trying to explain everything. That's why I was saying this is going to be a little 2010 feeling. Because I just wanted to try to slow way down and take the time to explain my thought process while I'm going along. Obviously, this isn't like the super intricate, every single block has had a lot of thought put into it. This is just throw it all down. So it's not flawless and perfect, but hopefully it kind of inspires you guys and gets you guys motivated to do some stuff like that. You should be making your own biomes, is what I'm saying. Obey this law. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. I'm so excited that we got to do this together. And hopefully, if you enjoyed it, let me know if you enjoy this style. Because, sometimes I hear things from people that say they kind of like things to be a little slower paced and stuff. And I'm happy to try to do that more if that's something that you like. So definitely let me know. It's good to hear your voice on that stuff sometimes. But as I said, that's going to do it for today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you to death. Thanks for hanging in there with me while I was sick and not feeling too well. I promise, next episode, I will be healthy. I won't be coughing and sniffling throughout. But we should be good. I love you all to death, and we'll see you in the next episode.